Hey, what's up, Private Sergeant Kina here. It's been a while since I made a little video, face cam, and I discussed on Twitter, or I posted a status on Twitter, or a tweet. There you go. That's what it should be called. I tweeted out the other day that I'm going to be making a video about what's going to be happening with me because there's been a lot of stress that's been going on recently with job and finding an apartment and what I'm really going to be doing after this year of school, and like if I'm going to go back to my parents for a couple months and then come back, or am I going to find an apartment to go and live in, or am I going to, you know, a lot of things. And I've been waiting for a while for some news on my job that I have had. I got a call today because we were having an open bidding, which basically what that is that the whole schedules are posted and it goes off seniority. The person that's been the longest gets to pick whatever, and it goes down to whatever is left. That's what they have to pick from. And me being at the bottom of the seniority, only being there for 4 months, I pretty much had no chance. There was only a small chance that I could have stayed because I was in inventory and no one else knows inventory and they didn't want to train anyone. But since there's like 30 people before me, they fought for that and took all the inventory spots. I had a call about a half hour ago that there is no more spots, so there's not a lot I can do. And the only thing I can do is look for another job. And there's a small chance that the people who are currently working inventory, because they have no idea what they're getting into and how much we have to walk every night when there's only three of us. They think the job is easy, and the job used to be easy. Very easy. It used to be you worked for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and then you did nothing for the rest of the 5.5 hours other than take your breaks, your lunch, and cross check, which takes like 20 minutes. But ever since one of my coworkers quit and they didn't hire anyone else, we've only been three people, and that has caused us to work for about 4.5 hours straight, walking in the middle of night in graveyard, whether it's raining, whether it's extreme amount of winds, whether it's dust everywhere, in the middle of the poor air conditions of jet fuel that are constantly being put out by the airport. We're literally right next to, because I work in the airport lots and take inventory with those cars. A lot of people think that this job is still easy, so it's just probably why there isn't a position anymore. They're going to be in a huge surprise, so there's a chance, when those people quit, that they might call me to come back. But I'm not putting my eggs in that basket, and I'm just going to look for another job, especially one that pertains to my major. Hopefully. The problem with this is, trying to apply to the department, getting laid off in a couple days. If they call, which they probably will, call my employer and ask about me. If they find out, which they probably will, that I'm getting laid off, my income won't not count to the amount you need to be qualified to live in an apartment, because typically you have to make 2.5 times the rent collectively with everyone you're living with. Now, maybe we'll still make that barely, but it's going to be a lot harder with not having my income. Definitely. So there's a lot of things that could happen that I'm not sure of if I do have to end up going home, which would suck in a way, but it wouldn't suck for very long. I'd probably be home for about 6 months, well, 3 4 months, and then going to school for like 2 months, and then I'd probably move into some place. I'd be working there, and I'd probably commute because it's not worth coming here and spending coming back here, which is a village, and spending almost $700 a month for living with another person in another room. That's ridiculous. If we get this apartment, I'm gonna be spending like 350 maximum with utilities and rent split between us. It's it's ridiculous. If I do go home, I can instantly buy my computer, which would be a big plus. But the problem, even with that, is if I build my computer, my parents' internet aren't that great. We have files, but there's just something wrong with the internet in our area. Maybe it's our router. I do not get very good reception in my room. It's like apparently signal has very hard time traveling up, so going upstairs into my room, I go down to like 1 or 2 bars out of like 5 or 4, however it is. It gets pretty bad, and I get ping spikes a lot, so that doesn't bode well for YouTube and Twitch. If I wanted to, the computer would be able to handle it, but I would have to find some workaround. I wouldn't want to make a giant 100-foot Ethernet cable go into my room. It's bad. And if we do still end up getting this apartment, the bad thing is that my computer is gonna take a longer to get. It's gonna, originally thought if it was just gonna take, if I still had this job, it would have just been 2 weeks, and then I would have had enough because it would have been, we got 600, 500 more dollars and been fine. But since I'm not, or even if I got this job, if I still had my job, I would only be working 24 hours instead of 32. I'd be making like $200 less a month. I'd only be making $800, $700, and with rent being $350, and then you're probably spending $150 on food and whatever, I'd only end up having like probably $200, and I need to save money for rent again. It would have taken like probably a month to 2 months. There's not a lot I can do on this computer, on my laptop. There's stuff I can do on this other computer over here that I'm borrowing. That's the point, I'm borrowing it, so I won't have it during the summer. And it's really not all it's cracked up to be. It's really old, and I've noticed over the past couple weeks that it has things that go wrong in it. Like, it does crash occasionally if you turn it off for a while and turn it back on. Yesterday it crashed twice before it stabilized to be able to be used. It sucks. It really sucks. I kind of wish everything could work out the way I wanted it to. That I could have kept getting a job. Now if I get it, or I kept working at this job and got another one. Now if I get a job before school ends, that would solve a lot of problems, and it'd be really nice. I'm kind of hoping I'm going to apply a couple places, but the place I hope that I get, I'm going to call them, is this place called Sprouts. It's like this really like kind of like nice food, like kind of grocery store. It's not like really a grocery store, but they have nice things. My mom has bought things from there before, and oh man, there's like this cheese bread, jalapeno cheese bread, and you're thinking like, oh, jalapeno, you're probably thinking like a Subway sandwich bread. Nah, this was like amazing, absolutely amazing. That, and they have this one thing, jalapeno oil. Oh my god, it's awesome. I hope to work there. That would be cool if I could get that. But I just thought I should update you guys a little bit about what's been going on. Hopefully a lot of these things, fix them, or not fix themselves, but hopefully a lot of these things get solved through, I guess you could say, luck and determination of getting another job. It just kind of sucks that, I'd much rather look for a job employed than be unemployed and looking for a job. I was only been working for like 4 months now, and while it's nice to actually have some work history under me, I wish I had a longer running time and had more money saved up. But that's kind of unavoidable because this rent is freaking ridiculously expensive. So over like half of my paycheck would go to this place, and if I stayed at this place for only 24 hours, 75% of my paycheck would go here, and the rest of it would go to food. I'd be living literally paycheck to paycheck, and that would suck. And I don't want to do that ever. That is literally a nightmare for a lot of people. To live paycheck to paycheck, it's really a big nightmare. If just something goes wrong, just like one day, I didn't get direct deposit and I had to turn my check in, and there were things I needed to pay. Something really could have gone wrong there, and it really sucks. But hopefully, good things will happen. I try to look at the positive things. There's always a reason for something happening. There's a saying, if one door closes, another one opens. Hopefully, that's the truth. I just have to find such door. Other than that, I really hope to actually finish some series. I know I finished Terraria, and I know a lot of you guys enjoyed that series with me and Adam. That was really nice. I'm probably going to try and finish Earthbound really soon. That's just it's a huge project because it's a Japanese RPG, and typically Japanese RPGs are really long. And then I have 2 more episodes of Walking Dead first season to complete still. I haven't done anything on that. So that will be about 4 hours. That will be easier to complete. But Earthbound will take some time. Anyways, thank you guys. I really appreciate when everyone, I think I'm at 280 subscribers now. Everyone is just here I might not know all of you personally, but you're there, and I appreciate that. You guys are really the best. I don't I don't get a lot of hate from people, which is awesome. You know, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys. Sergeant Kina signing out, and I'll see you guys in a little bit with any other news I have in the future. Hopefully good news, hopefully. But if worse comes to worse, then I have to live with my parents. At least I'll be able to afford my computer. See you guys later. Sergeant Kina signing out. You guys are the best.